So this is the Sears Kenmore 8-stitch sewing machine. Is it right? I said sewing, I said it forward. Take 5. So this is the Sears Kenmore 8-stitch sewing machine, and the model number is 158.13450. And it was made sometime in the mid 1970s, and I thrifted it for 20 bucks. So I needed a sewing machine, and before purchasing it, I knew nothing about sewing machines or even how to use a sewing machine. I only knew how to sew by hand. So this video is going to be about the process of me learning about sewing machines, specifically this one, and fixing it up and trying to make it work, and hopefully will provide some entertainment as well. Let's get into it. I always say something dumb like that, like let's get into it, and I end up cutting it out of the video because I think it's corny.
Yeah.
As well as the first project I used a sewing machine for, so I'm not going to say let's get into it again. Okay, so here's the story. I found it at a thrift store for 20 bucks, and it had a case and the foot pedal with it, but it had a sticker that said needs repair. So I think that's why the thrift store had it for 20 bucks, because I've seen other Kenmore machines with $40, $50. So I was like, let's just take a risk on it. We need a sewing machine. I figured we could figure out how to fix it. So I brought it home, and the case that it came with isn't actually the original. It's some like current day case you could buy for like 50 bucks for the other sewing machine brand, which is Singer. So I took it out, and I knew, because I watched a bunch of videos about troubleshooting sewing machines and how they work and everything, that this is the hand crank for you to do the sewing machine needle manually. And so when I took it out, I was like, well, what exactly needs repair? So I started trying to crank this, and I took this top cover off, and I was just doing it every which way, messing with both pieces, and it was moving. All the components in here were moving, and then I plugged it in to see if it was a motor issue or if it was electrical. You could hear the motor going. It's just nothing that I was doing was moving this needle. We figured that's what it needed for repair. It was probably something in the arm or the head of the machine. I started watching more videos about specifically troubleshooting like vintage or specific Kenmore machines. And there was this like 2-minute video that was saying, this is the clutch. This connects the motor to the mechanical parts here to make the needle move. So all you have to do is tighten the clutch to connect them, and then it'll work. And so I did exactly that. Also, there's a washer in here, and you have to make sure that it's lined up properly as well. So I took this apart and did that. And then I took out the bobbin and everything here and was looking at it to make sure nothing was weird. And then I had an issue with the foot where the needle was hitting the foot because I got it out of place. But that was all it needed, was just to tighten the clutch, and it works. So now we needed to buy oil to re-oil it so that we're not running it, like doing test stitches to see if there was like timing errors or anything else wrong with it, besides just the fact that the clutch needed to be tightened. So I wanted to make sure it was all clean and oiled before we did any of that. So that's where we're at. So I found the manual online, and the manual tells you exactly where you need to clean and oil it. So we're gonna look to see if it's all gunked up, and then just try to clean any of that, or just, if it looks fine, re-oil those parts it says to, before we try to do any stitch testing or anything. So the first part I'm gonna start with is the bobbin casing. So this unplugs here. This is the pedal. So before I start all this, I want to just show how it works. And this is like an extension arm or leg or something they call it. I don't really know what it does. or why it's removable, and it seems kind of flimsy. So I think when you're like pushing fabric through, you're like, so you would want this on all the time, so I don't know why. This is how it is currently. So that's a zigzag stitch. And I already tried this, all of the stitches, like you can change them and they change properly. So this would be like a single straight stitch. You can see the needle doesn't go back and forth anymore. It just goes up and down. So that all works, and it came with a thread, and it was threaded through here, and I took it all out because I don't know how to thread the machine. And I want to get everything oiled and clean before I learn how to do that. But the reason the clutch can be disengaged and loosened, and you don't want the motor to connect to the needle, is so I just loosened it. So you can wind your bobbin from the spool of thread up here. So if you put your bobbin on here and then the spool of thread here and push it to the side, this will spin now, but this won't keep going. That's why that is a function. But also, when I was just trying to make it go, you're never supposed to spin this away from you, because it can mess with the timings and everything. So you're always supposed to pull this when you're doing it manually towards you. So that's that. So the light bulb works and everything. So now I'm going to clean and oil the bobbin case first, just because that's what it starts with on the manual, and go from there. Okay, so I'm going to be doing stuff with the bobbin case, and the needle's in there, so I just want to pull it out at the top. So this is the needle plate, and it says to remove it to clean, and I could probably take the needle out as well, just to make this easy for me, not get stabbed. I bought new needles as well, if that one is dull. And there's a latch in the back, and you just lift that up to lift this up, but since I loosened it first, this is just the, I think it's called the foot. So now I can take this off. Oh, there's like oil. Oh yeah, there's tons of lint in here. So these are the feed dogs, I think is what they're called, yeah. So this lint brush is like supposed to like just grab lint easily. So I've cleaned this top part here, and this is called the needle plate that goes there, like that. And this is the bobbin area. So this is the actual bobbin. This is the bobbin case or cover, it goes inside there. And then this is what that goes inside of. And this is called the shuttle. This part is the shuttle. This is the shuttle race cover. And then this part that doesn't come out is the shuttle race. And then this is the sewing machine oil I got. It has this little spout. So this is the first time it is saying to oil. It says to put a drop of oil on the center pin of the shuttle and shuttle race, and then there's arrows in the illustration, which is great. So there and there. So on this, and I've seen this on videos for maintaining your sewing machine, because you just want to put oil wherever metal is touching or rubbing. So right here on the shuttle, and then on the inside, I'm guessing right here in the shuttle race. I'll do that and see how it goes. Oh. Oh. Test it. And seems good. So for the bobbin, you pull this latch out, otherwise this thing just constantly falls out. And it holds it, so you can put it back in there easily. I got a couple of them. So there's a bunch of little stuff, like how to put the bobbin in and what way the string should be facing, and all of that matters when I'm gonna thread it, but I'm not gonna do that now. But I'm gonna put this needle back in. It looks a little dull, but there's like a flat side and a not flat side. And I'm reading the manual, it says the flat side away from you. So I'm gonna do that. And this is low, so I'm gonna pull this up. Okay, so now I'm oiling inside the top cover. And I took this off already when we first looked at it, before we knew about the clutch, and it wasn't, the motor was just running. But besides all this oiling, the only thing I've done is just wipe down all of the dirtiness on the outside cover. It doesn't seem too dirty or gunked up, so I'm just going to clean it up a little and get rid of the dust and kind of the old oil because it's yellow, and then add this new oil. Okay, so it is super gunked up, so I'm going to get all this gunk out. So the amount of like grease on this could be intentional, but the fact it tells me to oil there, and I have this new clear oil, I'm gonna remove this because it could be that it's this color and it's not old and gross, but just in case. Trying to watch like where the parts are moving against each other.
Yeah. Well, any metal on metal is gonna want.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding. And then there's a front, like I'm gonna take the front plate off, and there's places of oil there too, so I don't worry about all that right now. This is just the top. So now I'm gonna re-oil this whole thing, and if you want to spin it while I do this, that'd be great.
Counterclockwise?
Yeah, that way.
both sides of this, yeah, this piece.
Want to see if I broke it?
You broke it?
No, I said, do you want to see if I broke it? Yeah. I'm doing a test after all that.
Nice.
Also, this is the power button. This is the power button.
Oh.
So it's off, so let's see if it goes.
Wow.
Alright, so step one, they went under this. I think it goes into this thing next. Yes. Oh, it looks like there's a wire. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm real scared. I don't want to go slow. That didn't work. Wait, didn't it?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's just moving loose. Alright, we're in.
Alright, I'm gonna hold so I can stop.
Yep.
It snapped! Oh
Wow.
my god. You just like stand back and hit 3 times there.
Yeah.
Let me see. There we go. Oh, it says it stops automatically when it's full.
Oh.
And it did.
Wow.
See how you can do 3 times and it's like,
Damn, that's fucking good.
and it's better.
Nice.
Oh, this must push it over. The genius. Oh, look at all that dust from the thread. See it on top?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm kind of scared. Only 2 years.
Yeah.
I guess I'm scared of the needles.
Well, just go really slow with it, you know? You can speed up when you really got like that feel.
So do I need to be holding these back strings then?
No.
Like holding them?
No, the feet and the pushing and stuff will all tension that correctly. All you need to do with your hands is make sure that the piece that you're working on is being fed correctly and evenly into the thing. Nice.
Well, you know what a lot of people do? That's why I got that chalk. Taylor's chalk.
Oh yeah.
I should have measured it and then.
Yeah. That's smart.
Well, it's not smart what I've done.
Well, what you're doing is learning.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, you did? Wow. Very nice.
So here's the shorts. I ended up needing to do like a double line, so 2 of the single stitches, because when I originally cut these pants to be shorts, I didn't know I was going to be adding a hem edge to it, so I didn't like leave enough length of the short to be able to fold it up nice. So to secure it better, I just did that, and I think it is a nice aesthetic touch as well. And I've worn them since doing it, and they are definitely better than they were before, and they aren't fraying anymore, so that's good as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you were able to take something away from this, whether learning about it or just being entertained. And yeah.